Thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to show you how I built these spiders for Halloween. I'm going to show you step by step on how I built it. It's a nice easy project, so if you have not already, please like the channel and subscribe. So let's get started. I wanted to build something fun for Halloween. I also wanted to build it out of materials that are easy to get, or possibly that you had it laying around in the house. So I chose to use 3/16 inch rod, which I got from the box store. I had a spare doorknob laying around, and I also had knobs for a cabinet that I was able to use. To break down the doorknobs, there is a C-clip that holds the back plate to the doorknob. If you use a screwdriver, you're able to remove the C-clip, then separate and break down the door handle. With the doorknob broken down, I'm able to grab the cabinet knob and show you how the body of the spider is going to look between the door handle and the knob. Now, like I said, for the legs, I'm going to use 3/16 inch rods. I'm going to cut per spider 2 at about 9.5 inches and 6 around 12.5 inches. I'm building 2 spiders, so I'll have to do this twice. For the shape of the legs, I looked at many images online of spiders, got an idea on how I wanted to go about it. Using a vise, I just made bends to mirror what I was looking at in the images online. Each time I made a bend, I would bring it over to the body of the spider and just see how it looked, double checking to make sure the bends are exactly the way I want it. At the very end of the leg for the spider, I was leaving about a 1/2 inch. And what I was using that 1/2 inch for is to weld the leg to the bottom of the body. Once I got one of the legs done, I would mirror it so it would go on the other side of the spider. And I did this for each one of the legs as I started from the front and worked my way to the back. With all the legs done, next thing to do is to weld it up. So I used magnets on my welding table to line up the legs. I also made sure the feet were touching a flat surface and the center is elevated about 2.5 inches. The welder I'm using today is the YesWelder DP200. This is a demo. YesWelder did send it out to me to test out the machine. The DP200 is a dual pulse MIG welder. It does stick, TIG, and flux core. With the DP200, you will be able to upgrade the firmware using a USB-C cord. The display is a large 7-inch LCD screen. This welder will be available shortly on the YesWelder website. I am using 030 solid wire, and my gas mixture is a 75-25. I'm slowly tacking everything in place, making sure nothing moves and that the feet are still hitting the ground and everything is in good position. With the top welded up, I'm going to flip it over and weld the bottom. With one set of legs done, I'm going to weld up the second one. Having the magnets really helped out a lot to hold the legs in position. If you don't have a set of magnets, you could always use blocks or spare metal to prop up your parts before welding. Now for the head of the spider, I'm using cabinet doorknobs. This has a stem to it, which I don't want and don't need. So using a cutting wheel, I am going to cut the end off, and then using a flap disc, I'm going to smooth it out. To weld the body, I'm going to line up the door handle and the cabinet knob. Once lined up, what I'm going to do is tack it in place. Since the cabinet knob is solid and the doorknob is hollow, I'm going to concentrate most of my weld closer to the cabinet knob so I don't burn through the doorknob. I finished welding up the two bodies and I cleaned up the parts. Now it's time to attach them to the legs. The easiest way I found out to do this is to prep up the body using a couple spacers, making sure the bottom of the spider's body is facing up, lay the legs on top, then I'm able to tack it in place and then weld it. I'm going to weld up the second spider the exact way I did the first one. Using the 3/16 inch rod, I cut two pieces about 2 inches long. I folded them over into a U shape and then welded it underneath the head of the spider. That's so they stick out maybe about an inch on each side. These are the pedipalps, or what some people call fangs. This is what spiders use to eat with. At this point, both spiders are completely welded, so I cleaned up both parts and prepped it for paint. I used a rattle can and painted it glossy black. Here they are finished. I'm really happy on how they turned out. So let me show you what they look like at night with all the lights on. So there you have it. I had a lot of fun with this project. So I hope you enjoy the video. Happy Halloween to everybody. If you have not already, please like the channel and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.